Hey everyone. Yeah. Stop it. Y'all hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up if you can. Hey. I'll look up at my, okay, good. I'll look up at my phone every few minutes and I'll try to answer comments or questions, all that good stuff. I'll let you guys know this video will be uploaded probably tomorrow on YouTube to go along with the video from last Monday. Took about 5 hours to process through TikTok, so it will probably be tomorrow when it's uploaded. It also takes like another hour to upload to YouTube. So everything from this video will be, the whole video will be on YouTube, probably tomorrow. And anything that I use here, it will be in the description on YouTube. I'll have a link in there. So that way you guys know everything from glue to whatever. Anything that I can find. And if I can't find it, just comment. If I don't comment where it came from, then just let me know. And let me get the book over here. And I'll try to find it if I can. Alright, is that good or do I need to fix it? Is the video good? And if you guys don't mind sharing the live so I don't have to stop and do it, because that's such a pain. I wish I would just share it with everybody instead of doing all that nonsense. Okay, so I promised I wouldn't touch the book. I didn't touch the book. I left it over there with the other book. Okay, so this is the book that was made last Monday from scratch. So if you want to know how it was made, go on my YouTube channel, 4 Girls Stole My Heart LLC, and you get to see it from complete scratch. And my curtain over on the other side just closed and just freaked me out a little bit. So this is everything we did last Monday by putting it all together. So now we're going to embellish it, which to me is the fun part, because this is fun, but making it all pretty is more fun. So I'll try to I have like basic stuff that I do for every single book. So we're going to do that first. And then if I get another idea for it, or if you guys do, I will run around and try to find it. And I got everything set up. I even have my die cut machine set up just in case I get a hair up my butt to sit there and make something fancy on there. My YouTube channel is if you go to where under my profile picture is, there's a button there. And it's the YouTube symbol, and you can click on that and it goes right to my YouTube channel. But it's 4 Girls Stole My Heart LLC. Or you can click on the link under my profile picture, the link tree link, and scroll down, and the YouTube channel is also on there. So that way you can look on there. What is under that's a coffee warmer, but it's not warming my water because it's not on. I just use it for a coaster so it doesn't condensate all over my desk. You're welcome. Alright, so first things first, I'm going to look at the pockets here. In the middle of each signature's pocket page, right here, I like to put this little thing right here so that way you could tell. And I'm going to make an insert here. The only thing I have done is I just now cut these little cards out. This is the Stamperia Imagine Mega Paper Pad set. I will be getting more of those in, hopefully this week, in my Etsy store. And also on, what is today's date? The 9th? On January 11th, there is a new Stamperia collection coming out. And that's all I can say. I think it's actually the same lady who does this one. It has a new one coming out. And when it comes out and when it's available, I'll get it put into my Etsy shop. Yeah, it's gorgeous, isn't it? Okay, so here, I don't really want to make it too much the same, but all I do with these cards come like this in the paper pack. It's like 4 cards. And what I'm going to do is usually I will, where's my little corner? Round the corners for them. And I may stick like 1 or 2 in here, but this is usually what I do. And I will trim it down so that way it's flush with this right there. So let me get my little paper trimmer thingamabobber. And I'm just going to trim it about right there. I usually can eyeball it without measuring it now because I've made so many of these that it's kind of second nature. So that way it will look kind of flush like that. And I'm going to round the edges. Probably just use this one. I think I need to get a new corner punch. I think I wore this one to a nub. Let me find the eyelet. We used bronze last time, so we're going to use bronze for any of the internal thingies. Make sure I have the words the right way because I have definitely put them upside down before. Okay. Not really sure why, but a lot of people always ask me how to use these things, and it's not very complicated. Just think of it like nuts and bolts. And those washers that go on them, it's the same concept. Sometimes they're a pain in the butt, though, to get in there correctly. But I haven't had any trouble with the handheld. It's just a little bit awkward. It's not like the big Crocodile 2 where you could just set it in there. Let me find some ribbon here. Oh goodness. Nor my disgusting habits. Gosh, don't follow me for, if you are on a budget, I'll tell you what, because I'm like a drug dealer when it comes to this kind of stuff. Big time. I see something, I'm like, yep, gotta have that. I'll use it for this. And then I forget what I'm using it for. And I'm just gonna put this in here. Hopefully it won't be a booger and it will go in. I just find something to poke it in that won't ruin the what's it called? The lace. And this is like just a scoring thing. I think I got it from the Dollar Tree. But I use smaller eyelets or grommets, whatever you want to call them. And sometimes it makes it difficult for these to go in because of that. I usually, there we go. Make it even here. I'll usually sit there and have trouble getting it in there. And these little cards are like nice because you can do anything with them. You can put pictures on them. You can put notes on them. Whichever. Where's that? And you can do multiple ones in there. And then when you put the book up, it just kind of may hang. I don't like too much stuff hanging out of the book because it just, I don't know, I just got I'm anal about stuff. But I don't mind too much. As long as it's a little bit. I had my daughters make books, and they have all kinds of stuff hanging out. And I'm like, oh gosh. And it's falling out. It's not like staying in, it's actually falling out. The other thing we didn't get a chance to do last week, because kind of ran out of time, was in the middle here. I have that pull knocker thing here. And what I'm going to do is I like to put strips of paper here in between the signatures because I don't put one here. I only put them in between this one and this one. It actually helps the signatures not shift or move, and it covers that up because I don't want to see that. So I use the leftover scraps that I have here, and I will put those, let's see, I don't like to use ones that don't really have anything. I kind of try to make it the same as that one if I have enough paper. And I saved all the scraps from last time. That way I could use them for that. And then since the book is 8.5, that's usually, I usually make it around just right at 8.5, maybe a tad shorter, just so it doesn't hang off the edge. And it looks like it's probably about 3/4 of an inch. That's the other thing too, is I have a freakish talent for estimating stuff. I don't know why. It's just like I could look at something and I usually am right on the money. But I hate measuring stuff too. Maybe that's why. So this will go right here. And I'm going to use, I filled up my glue. And this is Beacon's 3-in-1 glue. These little bottles are nice because you don't have to put a lid on it. And it doesn't dry out the glue. They're icing bottles. And I'll post where I got them from. But they work fantastic. And it doesn't make the glue do that burping thing that it does, which is also nice because that glue is not cheap and I don't want to waste it by it having its little temper tantrum all over the place. So that, yeah, let me just hold that down for a second. The only thing about the beacons is it doesn't dry as quick as the Crafter's Pick 3-in-1. It can be a good thing because if you messed up something, you can move it. But if you want it to dry quick and you got it going where you need to go, then it kind of, you have to sit here and wait until it's kind of more dry. So now signatures don't shift, they don't move. And it covers that thing up. Now I'm going to put this one over here. And again, it's the book is 8.5 by 6 by 2 inches. I do that so that way I do not have to cut these brown pages because they're 8.5 by 11. And it works out good. Less work is what I like. And then I can make more books a lot quicker. Okay. How do I measure the paper? Sorry, I was reading 2 comments at once. How do I measure the paper to fit so well? I made the cover around the size of the paper. The papers are just folded in half. And they are 8.5 by 11. And then I cut the Stamperia paper down to 8.5 by 11 also. And I just fold them. I don't cut this part of the paper. I don't like to even, I don't even want to even try that because I know I probably would not cut it straight and I would end up wasting it. So the paper kind of comes up to a point right here, but as long as it's symmetrical all throughout the book, that doesn't bother me one bit. I like it like that. So I don't cut this. All I do is I fold this paper in half. If that makes sense. Oh, with the mystery scoops. Yeah, I know. Everybody likes those things so much. My 2-year-old likes playing in the bucket, so I always have to put the bucket up to make sure she doesn't get into it because she'll run off with stuff. Okay, so there we go. We ain't moving. So that's what I do. I put the papers in between here. One to cover that thing up on the spine. And so now the papers, the signatures will not shift around. Make sure I get this one. Let me put a little bit more glue right here. Where that braid is. It's actually a paper braid, and I think it's called like a pull paper braid. And they're on Amazon, all over the place on Amazon. Sometimes I'll also put another one down here, and so if I do a spine dangle, I'll connect it so it doesn't flitter all over the place. Okay, so now we got those in. That was the only thing that we didn't get to last week was that thing. And if I didn't put it in there, I know I was going to not be happy with that. Because the signatures move just a teeny bit, but not much. They move way less. They don't move at all when you put these in there. So I have that insert there. The other insert, all right, which one is this? Okay, this one is an upper one, and I always put a bookmarker in this one. So I'll make the bookmarker one here in a second, and I'll do another side one here, and then I also put like an envelope holder on that, because you can never have too many pockets. I'll have all the links posted to the glue bottles and everything when I post the video. I go through the video afterwards, and I'll have a pile over here so I can make links directly to them, because I cannot remember the brands of stuff. And sometimes I have to go back and look and see where I actually got the stuff from. Some of it's on Amazon, some of it's on AliExpress, some of it's on Sheen or Shine, however you say that. And I don't know. Well, now I got to think. And then some of it I get at thrift stores and stuff. So, but I'll indicate that in the description. So let me make the other insert. Let's see. I like these cards a lot. I think I'm going to go with this one. Let's do this. But I include these little inserts always in my books, because they usually come with paper packs, and I hate wasting them. There it is. And so I always have to look at the writing to make sure I don't have it upside down. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to measure it. I think I got to take some off of this one. This one is a teensy bit smaller. Yep. I trimmed a bit. But that's okay. Okay, let's see. Yep. Thought I lost where I put them grommets for a second. I just moved them out of the way. And sometimes I will distress ink the books, but when I do that, I usually do that before I put the books together. It's a lot easier. Don't try to do it like this. Oh gosh, it's just such a hassle. And I like to use, for a book like this, if I was to use the distressing, I probably would use something like ground espresso or walnut stain. I do not like using vintage photo. I just, oh, I can't. I don't like the color. And so, like, I've used it like once, and it doesn't look vintagey to me. It looks like brownish yellow. And I like the color of the walnut stain a lot better, or ground espresso, because that makes it look to me more vintagey. So if I did do this book, or I would probably use something like aged mahogany, which is like a reddish color. I like to pick different colors instead of just doing browns all the time. It kind of gives it a little bit of extra character. I was worried at first when I first started doing books like that in different colors that people are going to be like, oh gosh. But they came out a lot better than I thought they would. Alright, there's that one. comes fun part. My favorite part is making the bookmarkers. There you go. Got that one in there. So let's make a bookmarker for this middle one. It's going to go up here. Glue on my finger again. So let me move this out of the way. And I wish there was, but there's not, an ephemera pack that goes with the Imagine paper. Some papers have matching packs to them, which is nice. But unfortunately, this one doesn't. But it's got lots and lots of extra things like circles. My Alexa thing thinks I'm talking to it. It's got these. You can even take these off and put them on the other side of those cards. So those can be used also. And then we'll make some envelope pockets because those, I like making those. Okay, so bookmarkers. This would be something like what I would make a bookmarker out of. Let's see. I try not to use something like that because I kind of make it ordered like this probably would work. Oh, and there's this one too. And these are nice. You can put them in there. So, I guess I'll use this one. Look good for a bookmarker. Yeah, I know. I like papers too. I still see. Look at this one. This one has all lines on it, which is nice. Wait, I can use. How about I'll use this for like the front, and then I can use like that for the back of the bookmarker. I usually make it, I think, about 2 inches. I have to think about it a little bit. It's been a while since I made a bookmarker. Let me cut it. Let me see. Sometimes there's glue on this side, so I usually try to cut that part off if I don't use it. I think it's 2.5. I usually make it, yep, 2.5. It's what size I make the bookmarker. But yeah, I can tell by looking at it. You like it with the lines on the back of this. I think that would be different, and that would be nice. So this is going to be 2.5, and then you got to cut it down to fit in the page. Now, there's a little trick that I do for this one. Is all I do is I take one of these and I stick it in the top here like this, because sometimes when I glue it in, it won't be exact, like it won't be the same each time. So I just take a pencil and I just mark it right here and right here on the bookmarker. And that way I can cut it, and then I just cut the other one to match it. I'm going to go right. And then I just double check it just to make sure. There's no problem with double checking your work. And there we go. See, it's flush with that. Which is kind of what we want. That's why I make the little half circle thing, so pull them out. Let me see where this one is. It's right about there. Set that there. So, let's see which one looks. Go this way. Put it like that with the lines on the back. And then somebody can write on it or whatever they want. And then what I usually like to do is, let me corner these first before I forget. I use this one. I like to put like a little window in there with this plastic sheet, clear sheet, which I have no idea what it is, but I will find out. So that way I can tell you. I want to say it's some kind of transparency sheet, but I got a certain thickness on Amazon. All right, so I'm gonna put a window in. I keep forgetting this side's gonna be the back, not in the back, in the front one. All right, so I have this one right here, which is kind of like a little fancy window, and then I have an oval one. And then what I do is I glue, let me find one of those things. I have these little metal embellishment things. I have one in here. I just saw it. Oh, there you go. And put like something like this in the little window. I think maybe the oval one would work. Also have buttons galore in here. Actually just cleaning some of this stuff out because I couldn't find nothing. I try not to put anything like super thick like this because then I can't put that plastic sheet over it. I try to put flat stuff like this in there. And I think that will work. So I'm thinking the oval. I'm going to do the oval one. I think the oval one will be a lot better for the window and it will go well with this. I'll use this one for one of the envelopes just so you can see how it works. Because these are called anywhere punches. And they come in handy. I've used it so much it's kind of worn a little bit. And it's nice because when you put this one on here, you can kind of like even it up and make it kind of straight. And I need to push it down just a little bit because I'm going to put eyelet up there. It's got these little handy magnets on it. Make sure. Not like a. Get this side up here. Alright, I think that's about good. And it, yeah, magnetizes. And always save your pieces because you can use these. See, you can use that for a writing piece on there. But yeah, these are really nice. See, look. I have a whole drawer full of punches, by the way. It's a sickness, actually. But I like punches a lot. So, that will look good like that. And then, let me find my little sheet here. I had some leftover sheets, and then I did another bookmark. See, it's like a, just like a transparent, but the thickness, I'd have to look it up, because this thickness works very well. And it's just like a transparency, and they come in packs of, like 15. I use them also for making specimen slides. So they come in. I like them a lot. That's okay. My glue just popped. I actually just filled this back up too. All right. So there you go. It makes a nice little window. Also, if you have these if you have punches, whether it's like that or anything, if you use aluminum foil on them, like put aluminum foil and punch it, that helps sharpen them back up. Just so you guys know. Alright, so that's going to go like right there. This is always a tricky part. I usually will sit there and put it upside down on the plastic like this, so that way I can make sure it kind of gets right in the middle with the glue side up. And that way, put this on here. We need to flip it over and then do that. Just grab the wrong glue. This is the glue that I usually use for all my paper stuff. When I'm making the actual book, I use the Crafter's Pick Ultimate because it holds really, really well. This isn't bad for holding that stuff, but it takes a lot longer to dry. And if you're using fabric, then I would use the clear glue. But you can also use Crafter's Pick, because Crafter's Pick Ultimate adheres everything. Metal, plastic, fabric, all that good stuff. Alright. And then let's put the thing. I did put, okay. Almost had a freak out moment. I was like, oh no, I forgot. But nope, I got it. Got it. We're good. And you can use any kind of fabric, really. I like to use chiffon ribbon usually for these, but I don't really have, I was hoping I still had some more like a chocolate brown color, but I don't. So I was like, oh, I'll just match the ribbon. That'll make it a little bit easier. And that's good. So if your eyelets look like that, you did it right. If they're rolled over. If they look like somebody stepped on it, it may not be exactly the way you're supposed to do it. I mean, it will work. But you kind of want to make it to where it's like rolled. They're supposed to be rolled over. Not look like they've been stepped on. And everything. And these are the leftover pieces from making this. I'll also do make something like that. Use it, put in the book. I think I'll use it to put in the book. Or on one of those cards. It'll make it a lot easier. I personally like books that you can write in. It kind of saves to where, one, you have nice lines to write on. You don't have to worry about it. But either or is fine with me. And I feel like this needs something right here, or it's going to drive me crazy. Because these pages are also good, because you can cut something off here, put it on there. I can also put, when words leave off, music begin. I put something like that on there, or like this. Let me see how wide that is. So, art is a line around your thoughts, or something like that. I like to use these as tags. Makes it easier. I don't know. Which one do you think? The bear one. What are you talking about, the bear? Are you talking to me, or are you talking to somebody else on there? The bear one. What's the bear one? I think I'm going to do this one. Yeah, I think that will work. I don't know. I'll use probably a few of these in here. This is my... That way you don't have to sit there and use stamps or write it out yourself. I'd rather use it for little tags like this and sayings through the book than have to write it. Than an actual sheet of paper. Makes it a little bit easier. I know I don't like fussy cutting. And if my husband was up here, I'd say, here, cut this out. He likes helping, by the way. He wants to help me make books, but I already told him no, because that's my domain, and there's not really much that he can do except for fold paper. So, I think I'm going to distress this and make it just kind of pop a little bit. Let's see. I have ground espresso here. Since it's right here and handy, I just filled it up too, so it's probably really wet. I'm just going to give it just a little bit of, so it makes it pop out just a little bit more, not blend in. It's got a little bit on there, but not much. There we go. And I guess I could do the bookmarker. I'm going to end up distressing stuff. I know it. I usually don't like to, because my hands will be whatever color I'm distressing stuff in for like a week. Because I'll have multiple days of doing that. If I do a whole entire book, it usually takes me a couple days to distress it. That's something my husband actually tried to help do one time. And oh my gosh, I didn't know I was that anal about stuff until he decided to distress stuff. And I'm like, nope, I was like, I don't even know what you're doing. But this walnut stain, I think I've filled that sucker up like 8 times at least, because that's usually my go-to one. But I don't mind ground espresso either. When I'm doing the ones that are like on traveling and stuff like that, they go very well with it. It's kind of got that little vintagey feel to me, better than vintage photo. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. Had I known I was going to do that, I would probably have done the ring too. I almost did, but might do... Here, let me get this off before I forget. Alright, I'm going to put that maybe like right here, and I'll find some little stickers or something like that too. Oh, wait a minute. I do have stickers. Where did I put those? probably not 3D stickers because this is going in a pocket and I don't want it to snag on stuff. I have this stuff right here. I may cut some of it. Let me see what size that is. Cut some of this off and use it kind of as a background. Let me see if I can. Oh, yes, you can rip. I'm going to rip it just to make it look like it's a little bit tattered. Not too much. Feels like a, what do you call those little scrubby pads? You know, the ones that are wool, those wool things. That's what it kind of feels like that, except softer. And it's actually paper. It's just it's like a mesh paper. It's kind of like a bronzy mesh paper. Have to let that dry a little bit before I even think about putting it in there or get stuck in the pocket. Blech. I'm checking the comments right now. Oh, thank you. It's a bookmarker for the journal I'm working on. As soon as it dries, I'll put it in there. Okay. Not too shabby. See, I have a real bad problem about over embellishing stuff. Like, bad. So I try not to, because I like people, if I'm going to sell a journal, I like people to be able to put their own self into it instead of just all me. But I know people like it like that, but I don't. I like it out of control. And my oldest daughter is like, oh my gosh, it's too much. Stop. You need to stop. You need to stop right now. And so I've tried to kind of not go crazy with it. Because I like people to be able, I don't want to fill it so much that nobody can add their own personality to it. You can have a little bit of my personality, but that way you can have your own personality. Unless that's what somebody wants. So if they want that, I mean, a salute. They can, you know, request that, I guess. But, alright, let me make sure this is, I'm gonna get loud for a second. I'm gonna dry this with my heat gun. You can also dry glue with the heat gun, by the way. Let me dry this real quick. Of course, I'm all tangled up. Alright, I'm going to set these papers to the side because I like papers with lines on it so you can write on it. So I'm going to put them right there. That always helps. There we go. Okay, so this bad boy is going to go right up in here. Here is the bookmarker part. And there's the page. So here's the bookmarker. So those are like the simple things that I always include with every journal, besides the little dangly things everywhere, and some pockets and tags and stuff like that. So that's like my little standard. I make sure I have one for every single one in there. Because you got to have a bookmarker. That way you can put it in there, especially if it's a writing journal. Or I'll make one in the spine. But I kind of like these ones because I like to embellish them. The spine ones aren't bad to make. I usually put a little hook on the end of it. And that way they can have like a little dangly thing. But the bookmarkers that go over here, they kind of get on my nerves a little bit. So the next thing I like to do is I like to make pocket envelopes. I've had a lot of questions about these. They're not hard, but I will say when you get, if you have a scoring board, hang on, I buried it under paper. When you have a scoring board, let me get the punch that goes with it, and they come with one of these, suck bad. And they, like, the instruction, if I didn't know how to use this, I would have been mad, because, and a lot of people were on the reviews, because the instructions, I mean, like, if you look at it, you see how it's in a rectangle? If you just, like, follow these instructions, they come out to be a square. And I know, because that's how it was when I first did it. So the way these work, and these are usually on the back of all little score things. Not all of them come with a corner and a notch thing, but you could get them separate. And this was like $11 on Amazon, and it was a new product. I know how to use it. The reviews weren't great because people didn't understand this. But I gave them a good review because it worked, and I knew how to use it. So I'm going to show you how to use this. So if you guys don't have one of these, or you do and you just never figured out how to use them, well, here you go. This is the fun part. So here is your paper size, and as you can see, your paper sizes are completely square. But it's not going to come out square. And it's because of how you score it here in the score guide. So, I think I'm going to do, let's see, what size, maybe, let me see what size these are. I try to make up, sometimes these paper packs come with, like, postcard size stuff. And, here we go. Something like this. They come with these little postcard type dealies. And I usually use these in the envelopes. They usually don't look this in depth, but they will have like a whole sheet of cards. So let me see what size these are. I can, I'm going to say it's a little over 5 1/4. So whatever your card size is going to be, that's what size your paper has to be. So if we were going to make one that was like 5 1/4, which it's going to be probably 4 by 5 1/2. Or, well, we don't want this one, because then this one will be, I'm going to say 5 1/2 by 4. Let me see what size that inside is. Yeah, 5 1/2 by 4 will work. So we have to have 5 1/2 by 4 card right here. Let me make sure I hold it up, because I forget. Y'all don't have like Superman vision. So to make a 4 by 5 1/2, we have to have 7 7/8 by 7 7/8 paper size. Fun stuff. This is, I hate. I'm going to use probably this right here because this will make a good envelope. We're going to make a few envelopes because I like envelopes. And pocket envelopes anyway. And I like to put little windows in them, kind of the same way that I do the bookmarkers. That way, whatever that is on the card, you can kind of see it in there. I'm going to turn it this way. Alright, so 7 and 7/8. Sorry, I have to count because I'm retarded when it comes to fractions. I'm super good at algebra. Don't get me wrong. I can do math like nobody's business. But when it comes to fractions, I'm dumb for some reason. I can't do it. Like if I have to double a recipe or something, oh God, I have to ask my husband. And it's terrible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. What I'm going to do, I'm going to cut this little border off. So that way I don't see that on there. And I don't want to offend anybody if I said retarded, but that's how I feel. I feel really, really dumb sometimes. I had somebody like completely just go off the handle because I called myself dumb. And I'm like, are you serious? I'm not calling you dumb. I'm calling myself dumb. I can call myself whatever I want to. But apparently they just like didn't like it. So I don't want to offend anybody. And those who know me, I have verbal diarrhea bad because of ADD and I'm slightly autistic. So it comes with the territory, I guess. Alright, 7 and 7/8. Go. 7 and 7/8 by 7 and 7/8. Put that to the side. Okay, so your paper, don't freak out. It's supposed to be a square. Back here. Alright, so I'm going to show you. I'm looking up for a second. So if anybody has any questions, now's the time to ask. Because I will completely ignore the comments. It's out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. So, here, we did, where is it? 7 and 7/8. Let me make sure I have it in there. So, the scale mark is 3 and 3/8. Here is your scale mark. So, you have 3, and you're going to go to, let's see, it was 1, 2, 3/8. I believe is right there. 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. So, 3/8 is right here. So, that's where you're going to put the bottom of your paper. And I'm going to put it this way because then it will fold inward. So, bottom of the paper goes where the 3 and 3/8 thing is. And then you have this score guideline right here. This is the only part that is confusing. You do the first line like this, and then most people will sit there and try to put it back on there. That's not what you do. It has a score guide, so when you turn your paper around, you put it along the line right there. Don't worry about this anymore. You're done with that. That's just for the first line. That's where the directions really screw up. So, here's your score line, and then you're going to score them all. So, you'll just keep turning it around and lining up now with the score line instead of the ruler that's on the side. So then it's going to cross over like this, but that's okay. You need that. And see, it will line it up right there. And that's how you get your rectangle shape instead of it coming out like, I mean, you can do it like a square if you need one like a square. But that's not the way you're supposed to. So if you need a square envelope, you can just sit there and put it on the scale marking each time you turn it around. So there is your rectangle out of there. So we don't want to fold this yet. We want to take our thing here, and you have corners and you have notches. We're going to notch it. And the way you notch it is you line it up with your little lines right there like that. And then you notch each of the 4 corners. Then the corner is for the points on your paper. So that's what I'm going to do. It'll look like that. This makes making envelopes, I mean, you can make envelopes from scratch if you want to, but man, this makes it a lot quicker and a lot easier. Or you can use like recycled envelopes. I know people have a tendency to do that. So there's your notches. Turn it around. We're going to do the corners. I don't know why they call these the corners. More like a point. And that's it. And then let's fold it. And before I glue it, I'm going to put a window in it with another piece of the plastic. And if you don't have the plastic, you can also use baggies, or you can use like the packaging that stuff comes in, like this. You can use this right here. It all works good. Just undo it out of a bag form and use that. I've had to do that plenty of times. Alright, now I'm going to use this one to do the middle here. And the bigger the envelope, sometimes it can get a little tricky. It may be off-centered, or you can put it up here like it's a stamp, anything like that. But because it's bigger, it's kind of hard to see where your thing's going, but that's what this little thing is for. Let me turn it over the right way. So then you can move it and try to get it in the center as much as possible. I think that looks good. Usually when I do that, that's why I like anywhere stamps. And these are really nice because you can do all kinds of stuff with those too. What are you saying together? I can't see the comments. My cell phone holder thing's in the way. Yeah. Oh, thank you guys for the roses. I just now saw that. I don't know if you just sent it right now or what. Sorry. I told you I'm oblivious. I get in the zone and then I start like forgetting there's people here. So I'm going to cut some of this plastic stuff. Like I said, I'll when I figure out what brand and everything it is, I will put it in the description on the YouTube, on my YouTube channel, on the video, because I like to post these videos so that way you can go back and watch it anytime you want to, and you can skip through stuff. Because sometimes in the videos I have to stop and say, and answer questions and stuff. So, and you can't see the comments on YouTube, so it looks really weird when I'm like working and then all of a sudden I'm holding up a bottle of something because somebody asked a question about it. So yeah, just ignore that. Just remember there was comments on there and you can't see the comments on the replay video. Alright, so this is what the little window looks like, and I always do it first. It's not, you can't do it once it's closed, obviously. So, and then you fold these over And then you glue it like that. Well, that actually made a nice little envelope. So here's that. Now I can take one of the cards. I'll probably use the one that I just measured. And we'll put that one in there. Do we want it distressed with the ground espresso that I put it over there. I have a tendency to move stuff out of my way and then forget where I put it. And don't find it until I cleaned up. Those little bookmarkers on there are cute too. So, do we distress or not? I'm going to distress it like the other one, like the bookmarker. You can do the envelope too, I guess. I don't mind distressing this stuff. This stuff is the easy stuff to do. Yay, the ink has finally calmed down a little bit. I filled it up a few days ago, and sometimes it takes a little bit to chill, not be like paint. Alright, that looks pretty good. Let me do the other side. Okay, so when this goes in here, be able to see your picture through there. I usually will put something that's smack up in the middle in there, but you don't have to. You can put a different card. You know what? Actually, the bottom card would probably get a flower in there. Typical. And let me show you how you put this in here, and you can use this for a pocket. This is one of my favorite things to do in the journals because they're so handy. I like fold outs, and I like pop-ups. And we may do a pop-up too. Most pop-ups I could do probably now in my sleep. And then I got die cuts for the ones that don't have die cuts. So that way I can make them anytime I want to. Okay, we don't want to do that one. That one's for the bookmarker. Here, we'll do it for this one. Alright, let me move this insert. Okay, so when I put the envelope in, it will go like this. Here, let me take this one out so it doesn't fall in the way. And you just fold it over like that. Or I could do it on the back, right here, like this. And that way, when you flip the page, I'll probably do it that way. So that way I could put the card insert here in the front. And then when you flip it over, there you go, you got that. That will work. And don't make the mistake I did and forget this is here, this little half circle, and then put glue all over the thing. I've done that so many times I had to wipe it back out. It's ground espresso, and it's Tim Holtz. Don't ask me how many inks I have. It's a sickness. It really is. I have a lot. I like to use different color inks on the books I make. And I haven't done that in a while because it takes a long time. But works pretty good. I like it. But yeah, that's what it is. It's ground espresso. I either use this or walnut stain if I'm doing like vintagey kind of stuff. Okay. So there we go. So now you have your insert pocket. Put a card in there. This. You also put something else on the other side and then flip it over. Put it in there like that. And now you have a fold out envelope. And then put your card over on this side just like that. And it works out pretty good. Here, I'll put one of these on this side. So, let's see. I might put it like that or something. I don't know. I'll put it in the middle. I'm going to put a little bit of ink on this one too, so it kind of stands out. I like to use it to kind of accent the stuff also, because it just, some stuff kind of gets lost and too blended in if you, it's like similar in color. And that way it kind of pops out a little bit. I'll use a tape roller to put this one on. These are glue runner. They're called glue runners, but I call them tape rollers. I don't really know the technical term for them. I think they're just called glue runners, maybe. Right there. So now you got a card, you can put something on. Like you don't have enough pages to write everything on, but you can never have too many. And there we go. So there's the fold out pocket and the paper insert. And then I usually don't put a charm down here at the bottom because that's if you set it up like this, it's going to be the part that's on the table. But I do like to put them up here at the top. And those are really easy to do. It's just about having the stuff to do it. And if you don't, you can kind of work around that. You can put ribbons on the side. You can put all kinds of stuff. If you don't have like the chains, like let me see what I got here. Hang on, I gotta go through the million boxes I have underneath my desk here. I have literally like 20 boxes of stuff. I'm getting more and more organized, so that actually helps. Okay, I got the big box of metal down here. So, if you don't have, here, let's put that there. I found this box at the thrift store for like $1. So if you don't have like these kind of chains and stuff like that, that's okay. You can use bulb pins, what they call bulb pins. And that is, that's what those are called. Can you guys see that? Bulb pins. They're shaped like a light bulb. That's why they call them bulb pins. If you didn't know. Oh, I found a paper clip. We'll use that. So you can use those to attach like little charms and stuff right here on the edges of the journals. I actually kind of prefer it this way because then I don't have to use any tools. and it's a lot easier. And then you can put, this is such an odd book that it's kind of like an art music kind of themed book. And I have to think of what kind of charms to put on there. Also, another thing you can use is the binder rings like this. I like using these. I have glue on my finger. Sorry. That's what all the stringy stuff is. And you can, the eyelets are big enough for those also. So you can put like a binder ring in there. That, you can hang a lot off of that. I wouldn't recommend it, but maybe like one thing off of it. Because it is a page. It's glued in there and it's really thick paper, but you don't want your book to fall over because you got like keychains or whatever hanging off of there. So stuff like that is usually what I put on there. I also will, when we're doing the spine dangle stuff, I have these, okay, I'm going to have to get this out. Let me get both of these out. And I'm going to show you, this is also a good way to make a bookmarker. If you want like a quick bookmarker and you have these are handy. Really handy. Get that out of the way. Oh my gosh. And hang on one second. Let me take a drink of water here before I start hacking up along. Okay, so these right here, you can make the, put them at the end of fabric type bookmarkers. You know, the ones that are hooked into the book in the spine, and then you can put them in any page, but they're hooked to the book. If you use these on the end of those, and I've done this quite a bit, they look like, well, if I could keep a hold of it, look like they have little crimpers on them, and you just fold them and you put them, you use the one that's width of your thing, and then you can hook a little charm on the end, and then you can make a bookmarker that way. That's a common bookmarker that I've done a lot of times. And when you make the charm on the end, you can get these little hooks and stuff like this and hook your charm to it, or those. And again, I got this off of Amazon, and I've used this a lot. And like I said, I'll put the links to them because sometimes you can find them easy by just typing in the search bar, and then sometimes it's like going on a scavenger hunt. You can't quite find, if you type it in, like what you think it's called, because it's called something completely different, and you're like, I didn't think that's what it was called, but okay. So, yeah. So, doing these right here, I'm going to change this one. Oh, I got to open this one anyway. Okay, so I have drawers and drawers full of charms. Now, let me, okay, here. Alright, I got resin charms here. Some of these I made, and then some of them, that will work. Some of them I bought, and so I think something like that. These little thin ones back here, there ain't no way I'm making them. So, yeah, those are the ones that I bought, and I was like, man, now that might... That actually would match because there's a lot of like plummy looking colors in there. So I may use that one. Let me put that one right there. Let's see. I'm looking at the back of the book so I can kind of tell. Oh God, that's really red. And that would kind of match. I have these segregated for other books that are coming up. Yeah, I'm making a planet book. I can't wait. I'm just waiting on my paper. I almost forgot. Yeah, I made that one too. Didn't look like one I made. It came out too perfect. I probably couldn't do that again to save my life. This is my first time making resin charms too. I've made resin handles for like my wax stamp seals, but I've never made like an actual charm like this. And I wanted to try it, and they came out better than expected. Oh, that one keeps... I'm trying to get to the bottom of these ones. All I see is like yellows and pink. So I think that one, I don't know, that one is too orange. So I think that little plum one, see, that's the kind of stuff you can put on here, because then it won't, hang on, I'm looking at like, I have like an 84 drawer thing. I don't know if I can, over there. So I'm trying to look through the drawers to try to find which charms would be the best. You can also put the braids like this that are on the spine. You can also put those in these holes on the pages. But then it gets harder to close book. So that's FYI. Let's see. Oh. Wait a minute. I got some of these here. I have bird cages, and they have some kind of, I think they have a pearl in them. I have, let's see, because I want a lot of charms, because I'm going to put them on the spine of the book as well as the inside pages. So yeah, I know. I told you, don't follow me. I'm sick. I'm not a healthy person. This is a disease. And these are all my little charms and book corners and stuff like that I have been collecting for a very long time. So I'm trying to, I have, here are some frames. I usually will put like a sticker or something in there, or a wax stamp seal. But I don't make the wax stamp seal in there. I'll put it in there afterwards. That works pretty good. Oh, I have keys. Wait a minute. I forgot about the keys. I'm just going to put them all down here. I have the celestial charms. Yeah, me getting fancy with words here. I'll put a bunch of them down here. And bugs probably wouldn't be good. I have insect ones. And then can pick from those what we're going to put in there. Let's see. And then I have some up here. I don't know if y'all can see that. I'm sorry if I'm wiggling the camera. I had to make it loose, so see. Oh, I have the empty ones where I can put something in those. Okay, we'll do that in a second. Okay, so yeah, I have a lot of charms. Yeah, it's, I know. I have had a lot of people, even like my family, come in here and be like, oh my God, I want to look at your craft room. And I'm like, just don't touch nothing and you're good. Here, let me adjust this back. Is that good? Give me a thumbs up if that's good. Or say yeah. So, Too bad this wasn't a sewing book. I got a little bronze sewing machine. Alright, so I do the little bird cages. And I don't know, I think gold because that's kind of closest to bronze maybe. So, probably do that. And then, let's see, we've got some keys. And do big keys, little keys. I even have little, see, this is how messy I am. Look, there's little seashells in there. And buttons. See, I don't organize anything. Sometimes, like, if I have to clean up quick, I just throw it in there. And I haven't cleaned it up since. I don't know if I want to do a big key. I could do a big key, I guess. Like, maybe on the bronze ring. I think, yeah. But yes, I'm like a clean, disorganized person, if that even makes any sense. Like, I know where everything is. If I look. If I can't find it after a while, I kind of give up. Alright. I have these little stars here. I wish I had some, like, artsy type stuff. Or music. Out of all of this stuff, you'd think I'd have, like, music stuff or art stuff. Or, I guess, use your imagination. Like I said, this book is kind of, like, weird. Or this paper is weird because it doesn't have, like, a specific... Oh, wait a minute. I have miscellaneous charms. I forgot about those. Let's see. I also have some of these. This is, like, my miscellaneous charms that don't really... They were all mixed up when I got them, so I just left them that way. I could put one of these things on there. Let's find a good one. Oh, maybe... Ah, look at that. Look at that. That is... Oh, you guys can't see it because my phone's dumb. Look at that. Imagine. That's perfect. No, I don't have any treble clefs. That's what I'm saying. I do... Oh, okay. I don't have any treble clefs yet. Okay? I did order some from AliExpress. But, you know, it takes 2 forevers and a Sunday to get that stuff sometimes. Sometimes. I have a Christmas and a Halloween charm drawer. And I might have, let me see. I might have some music things in here, you know, because Christmas and everything. I have bells. I have bells everywhere. I'm still finding bells everywhere. What is this? Oh, that's a little wreath. That's a tiny little wreath. Don't think I have any actual music notes. The closest thing to music I have is bells. Starbucks cups. Little fake Starbucks cup. Let me look in the Halloween one. I don't think there's ones in there. I could get really... You want to imagine. There you go. A little meat cleaver. Or a spider. Or handcuffs. I have handcuffs in there. Oh, wait a minute. I have some bronzy stuff down here. Might find something. Oh, that's it. Is that a mouse? What is that? Okay. A skeleton hand. Oh. I have a mask. I don't know if that will work. Will that work? Oh, yeah, music. I know. I have, like, the one stuff that I always need, I never have. And then I go order it, but I've already made, like, the book and everything, or whatever. I can always make another book. But I will say, these are freaking cute. Look. They're like little handcuffs. I used them during Halloween. And I saved all my stuff. Now, I got eyeballs, too. Now, the mask, I think that I'll put that on there because that's kind of like Imagine, too. You know, why not? A little meat cleavers. I also got inspired to do a Dexter book, by the way, from my post yesterday. I started thinking about it, and I'm like, oh, Dexter. And I had so many amazing ideas for it. I'm, like, so excited. Because if you guys have followed me for a while, you know I love gore and horror and all that stuff. I have a horror book with blood stuff in it. Serial killers or whatever. Sometimes it's fun to do stuff out of the ordinary. Alright. I got this thing. I think I'm going to use the Imagine. Oh, I forgot about these two. See, I think we got plenty of charms now. Let me put these over here and I may find something else. I think the Imagine one, I'm definitely going to put on the spine. Because this is what the paper is called. And I'll probably put one of the resin charms also on. I'll put the thick one right here. I'll put this one on the spine too. And then let me do this. Okay, here's one of the other little resin charms. And I'll put this up here. Always have to be careful because I am rough with stuff. And I break stuff all the time. Which is not good, but I'm very rough with my crafting tools also. But in my opinion, that's what they're there for. And there we go. I don't know if you can you guys see that if I leave it up like that? I am in Tennessee. United States, Tennessee. I'm not from Tennessee. I make sure I tell people that. I'm not a country bumpkin. I was born and raised in Florida. By 2 Yankees. I don't think I sound Southern at all, actually. When I say certain words, though, you can tell I sound very northern. And it's funny because my 2-year-old, she sounds like she's from Maine. Oh, Texas. Yeah, my 2-year-old, she says "ka" and stuff like that. And I'm like, where did you even get that from? Your dad is a hillbilly, and I don't talk like that. I talk like my mother, who is from Philadelphia, New Jersey area. So, yeah. Alright, little bird cage we're going to stick on here. And get it on here. Yeah, I definitely like the bulb pins instead of using chains. Ugh, so much easier. So, this is a good way to kind of embellish the book pages. And the great thing is if somebody doesn't like them, if you use the bulb pins, they can always take them off. If you use just the chains, like the jewelry chains, you have to cut them suckers to get them off unless you put a hook or clasp or whatever on there. And I try not to do that because that would annoy the crap out of me too. So here is the little spine thingamabobber. One thing I do is I always put like a piece of whatever the ribbon is that I'm using in there. Oh, wait a minute. I have thicker ribbon. Let's use the thicker ribbon. Oh gosh. And I usually make a little beaded embellishment. See, that's okay. So use this. I totally forgot I even had this. And I try not to make it too long because I'm always afraid it's going to get in the way if it's on the spine. Since the book lays flat, and that's good, I don't want to hinder it by this thing either. Let me get these out of the way. South Dakota. Oh my gosh, isn't it? It's probably freezing there, isn't it? I don't do well in cold at all. I complain about it here. This is cold enough for me. So this is how those little things work, like that. I'm sure you have seen people use them. Let me make sure I have the right one. Yeah. And then I'm going to put this on here. Like this. Fair warning, if you hear fussing, that's my 2-year-old. She always gets like this in the evening time. She's kind of stubborn. She does not like to nap during the day. And she gets super hyper before bed. Even when she doesn't have a nap. The weird kid. The first one of my kids to ever not like to take a nap. I don't know why. She's a weirdo. So, and then I'll hook a thing on there. See, these are really handy. So, I use them a lot for things. So you use it for bookmarkers. You use it for little dangles. Anything. And if it ends up being too long, you can just cut it off. Do it again. That's a great thing about making your own books is you do whatever floats your boat. And let's see. I'm trying to find some. Oh, here we go. Okay, so the Imagine one I'm going to do probably at the end of the beaded thing. Ugh, yeah, I don't even know what to do if we had snow. I probably would stay indoors and not come out. Which is usually what I do here if it's cold. If my husband's like, you want to go? I'm like, nope. Ain't happening. But I have like real bad asthma, so if it gets too cold here, it makes me have breathing problems. Which is not good. You know what? Before I put the rest of this on, I'm going to make some pockets. Sorry, I'm all over the place. This happens to me a lot, even while I'm doing this stuff. I got paper clips. Can make inserts. Now, there are some, where those sheets go, there are some little cutouts here that are squares. So, I think I'm going to use one of these, and I'll make an envelope for this, too. A square one. So, we'll make a messed up square one, too. Oh, I wish I could breathe better in the cold. Gosh, I can't. I breathe better in hot weather. And I also don't have a tendency to sweat either in hot weather. So when it gets real hot here, I'm in bliss. It's heaven to me. The hotter the better. The only time I don't like it is when it's like that suffocating hot where there's no breeze. And I never had that problem in Florida because you're so close to the coast that you always get a breeze no matter what. Alright, I'm going to make an envelope out of this one. Alright, let's see what size this paper is. This one is, well, if I can get my ruler out. It's a little over 3.5, probably by a little bit over 3.5, so yep, okay. So, look at this. It's a little over 3.5, so we'll do this, 3 3/4. So 6.5 by 6.5. That's easy. Alright, let me move this book on over so I don't knock it around. I got the glue from the paper still on here. I usually try to get that off. Okay, 6.5 by 6.5. And this is actually cute. I could have actually put a sewing machine on there because there's sewing on here. I tell you, this paper is so all over the place when it comes to a theme. It's just like imagine, I guess, every crafting hobby, or every hobby imaginable, I guess. Just kind of weird, but I get it. It's still pretty, though. Okay, is this my 6.5? Yep. Okay, 6.5 sheet. So 3 3/4. No, not 3 3/4. 3 1/4. Right here is where we're going to put the end of it. See if we fold that in. Okay, let's do it this way. So we'll line it up right here. Now this one should make well, hello. This one should make a square. Or it's for a square. Let's see. And if you want a square, yep, it's going to make a square. If you want a square envelope, you just line it back up wherever you were measuring it from, instead of using the score guide line up at the top. Okay, do we want to make this one have a window in it, or just a normal envelope? Y'all let me know, and I'll look here in just a second. Hey Nikki. Okay. So, do we want a window here, or just a normal envelope? I can do an oval window here, or another one of these. I don't really want to do a circle one. That's kind of boring. Let me do the little notches here. These ones were hidden well. Plain. You want a plain envelope? Okay. That works for me. That's easy. Plain is good. We gotta make some more little pockets or little insert things in there. I also have some tags that I had already cut out because that was a lot easier. Let me see which way we'll make this. And we'll make that the top. Okay, plain envelope. Where did I put the card? So, there we go. Fits in there perfectly. And we will put this one. This one's a tiny one, so I could put it behind this one or in front of, or I could put it right up here behind the bookmarker. What do you guys think? And also put one of these little doohickeys on here. Let me do... I lost my scissors. This is why I always have like 10,000 scissors, because I always lose them. Cut this one out right here. These little tags on here are fantastic. I like these. I like the ones that are easy to cut. You know how I feel about fussy cutting anything. I don't like doing it. So whatever I don't use, I'm going to ask my husband to cut out. Be like, hey, you want to cut out some stuff? He'll be like, sure. He even bought himself some new scissors. Like these really expensive scissors. Now, if I would have done that, he would have been like, you have like 800 scissors over there. Why do you need those? What's so special about them? But nope. When he fussy cuts stuff, he's just got to buy the fancy one. Alright, so you guys think behind the bookmarker one? Like up here, since it's tiny. Let me put it here. I'll put it in here so you guys can see. Like that. Can y'all see that? Probably easier if I do it like this. That look good? He got fussy. Yes, he does have a brother who we're convinced will never be married. He is single. He keeps getting friend zoned. Here, let me move this bookmarker out of the way. Yeah, he does. I make him so... Okay, he's very shy. And he's like... I think he's got to be over 30 now. Let's see, I think he's like 9 years younger than Jeremy, and he's 42, so, yeah, he's like 31, yeah, but yes, he's a truck driver. He's very sweet, but he's super shy, and he's always the rebound boy, and my girls harass him constantly because they're my kids and that's what my kids do. They always ask him, when are you gonna get married? Do you have a girlfriend? What happened to the other girl you went out with? I mean, he gets interrogated all the time. And so that probably doesn't help at all. But yes, we're just convinced that he may never be married. But I don't know. My husband's sister wasn't married till she was like, I don't know, like 35 maybe. So, you never know what can happen. My husband and I didn't get married until he was 27. So, alright. So, there we go. Got that. Now I lost the card. There it is. So there, that one goes. Let me make sure that this ain't going to stick. Got a little bit on the outside. Let me see that. Yep, okay. So then the card can go in here. Like that. And fold over So now we got to fold out there and right here. And little doodads. And then I can put some, let's see. Now I have all of this stuff now. Here are, okay, the tags that came with this are actually really cute. These, I cut them out right before the live. It's interesting. And I'm going to put them in here. And I usually put the tags, I'll make a pocket on the page to put tags in. I can also see it's like a I guess it's like a hobby book. Oh, I don't think he would care about that. I don't think he would care about that. I say the most inappropriate stuff around him. And no, this isn't the journal from yesterday. This is the one from last Monday that I made completely on live. From scratch. See, it's with the Stamperia paper. But the journal I made what was it, yesterday? I have no idea. I can't even keep these days. What is today? Monday? Yeah, it is Monday. Let's see. The journal I made yesterday is actually right here. I'm going to put this. This is the journal I made yesterday. This one. This one's a little bit of a thicker cover. This is like my standard cover that I make. But because this is an art journal, I made it thicker with more signatures in it. So that way, if it gets fat and full, as you can see, it's kind of like a binder shape. So when it's full, it's like got this much room to have stuff added into it. So yeah, this one is made out of the, I think it's pronounced Atelier Art Stamperia paper. And it's got, I'll show you the inside of this. I also made it to where it can tie clothes. This is the chiffon ribbon that I usually use on the bookmarkers and stuff like that. I like it because it's super thin and you can get it through the holes. It's a lot easier. The only thing is it likes to shed a little bit and you cannot burn it with a lighter because you'll catch yourself on fire because it's like flammable. So this is an actual art, like, themed book, I guess. And I made the pages blank in this one because that's what it is. It's an art themed book. So everything is, like, with palettes and stuff like that. I didn't show the inside of this. I was trying to remember if I did. And there's lots of Van Gogh and paint. It's all painting stuff in there. It's one of my favorite papers. This is actually a pocket right here. And I don't think I made one with this many signatures before. Because it's a little bit too chunky monkey for me. But I had a request to make one like this. So that's why. Isn't the paper pretty? Yeah, I like the paper in this one. So that's why I made it like this. So that way it could fit, you know, art pages and if you journal in it, an art journal or anything like that. So it makes it easier and it ties close. And that's what people like. So I'll probably make most of mine tied clothes like this from now on. I like it because it's easier. And you can kind of keep everything in there. I'm actually going to be working on a few journals. I have, if you guys don't know by now, I like to make unique journals, like not normal shaped ones. And I haven't made an odd one in a while, but I have some ideas for one, for a few actually. I have them written down. Kind of like, I have like bucket list of books on what I want to make. I've made a house-shaped one. I've made a wristwatch journal. I've made a tea bag-shaped journal. So I made quite a few of them. So the goal is always to find odd shapes with these. So let's see, I got the envelopes done, and I will probably also add in little pockets for this other stuff. And if you guys have any ideas for stuff to add in here, let me know. Okay, what about doing a pocket page, and I'll put it, this is the other side of that paper like this, and I can make it into a pocket, and that way this can be written on, and then put it, you know, on the page. That can be for tags or these other little cards, stuff like that. I'm hoping to shove all this stuff in there, so that way it can, you know, go with the book, because I hate splitting stuff up. It kind of makes it difficult. And I have, let's see, I can do, the pages in here are, they're 8.5 by 11, so they would be 5.5. Yeah, 5.5. So I can make this a little bit smaller so it'll fit in there really good. I can also do like a folio kind of thing. Every time I say folio, it reminds me of those cheese wraps. The folio cheese wraps. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but I eat a lot of low carb stuff. And so every time I see folio, it reminds me of a cheese wrap that's just made out of cheese. I'm going to say 5 inches on these pockets. I think that would be a good size. And then you can keep these, and so you can put them in there like that. Write stuff on there. And a good way to decorate the pockets is to, let me get this, a stamp here. Let's see. You can also make an envelope that has like the eyelet closures, you know, the tie closures. That would be actually really good. I gotta find my little circle punch. That one's too small. There it is. Here we go. So, I like these because they just line it up like that. Make like a little pocket. And that worked. And also, I lost my corner punch in. It's buried under this mountain of paper. No, it's not. It's right here. And we'll do like this. I think I'll do, I'm only going to make the bottom ones rounded. there. It can be written on, and then the little tags and stuff can go in there. And then we make, like I said, envelopes are easy to make. What's going on? Is she not wanting to go to bed?
Oh, she was almost gone until she went to bed.
Uh-oh. What else is new? I think she'd be exhausted by now.
Oh, she was. Good night moon. She was almost completely gone.
Good. Would you say good night moon?
Yeah.
Okay. I gotta decide where I'm gonna put this. I don't want to put it on the line pages. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You like right there? That might work. You can never have too many pockets. You know, also, if you are making one, you can also put them this way. So you can shove them that way. You can also put it like this and shove it up that way. I'm not a fan of the upside down one, but it still works. Especially if you put something down here. And if you guys hear, my husband's in here. Hey, are you busy? Are you busy?
Get ready to be.
Will you cut some stuff out for me when you're done doing whatever it is you're doing?
We'll see. No promises tonight.
That's okay, just anytime. Alright. Let's see this. Make sure we got it open. So there, we can put cards in here or tags and right on here. One thing I do like to do is do this a little. Well, now I'm going to have, oh, here we go. I can put these on the corners. I have a bunch of these, so what do you think? Like that. How's that look? Does that look okay, or does it look dumb? I love metal embellishment, so I'm always gonna sit there and do that. I have some other ones. Let me get those out. And then I can, let's see, whoop. Let me put it there so I can see what it looks like. I have tiny ones. I have like this. Go on there. But then that kind of defeats the purpose of writing, doesn't it? On it. I also have like that. See, this is where I get carried away with stuff. I know, I can't help it. Or I can do something like that. See, I just like stuff like that. Okay, so I definitely want to do the corners, but should I put a piece in the middle or just leave it open so somebody can write on it? Y'all let me know in the comments while I'm gluing the corners. And I'll put these to the side because I'm going to put them in there somewhere. Leave it open. I figured. Kind of defeats the purpose of putting lined paper in there, doesn't it? And we'll just do that up here. give it something a little extra. Let that dry for a second. And then that will hold the tags and stuff while that's drying. There are a couple of these tags. Tags are really easy to do with the eyelet. I'm not sure if it was on here. Somebody asked me to do this, show how to make tags. I thought it's kind of self-explanatory, but that's just me. But I understand everybody, you know, may not get how to do it. But they're really, really, really easy. Sometimes you just, and I don't really think there's any right way to journal or create things. It's kind of like sky's the limit. You do whatever you want to do. That's why when I make my books, I just kind of made them my own way of how I like them. And you won't believe how many journaling groups I have gotten kicked out of because I do unorthodox things, apparently. They don't like it. But that's their loss, I guess. But that's all you do with tags. And like I said before, remember, if it rolls over like that, you did it right. If it looks like somebody stepped on it, you're pushing too hard. Or the eyelets just sting. So, there we go. Yep, there's the tags holder. And then, you also take this or another envelope. You can also use that scoring board to make the long envelopes. You know, the envelopes that are, let's try to see if I had one handy. I know I have some in my boxes of stuff. And this paper pack also comes with a ton of tags and other envelopes and stuff like that. So I think this is like a little book. You can use that. Where did I put my scissors in? There we are. So here's, you can do like a little mini journal book and sew, like hand sew little pages in the inside, and then make a little eyelet closure. It's Stamperia paper. It's called Imagine. I will have some in my Etsy shop probably at the end of this week. It's a mega paper pad. It comes with 22 double-sided sheets. I like it because I don't have to use 2 packs of paper to complete one of these books. Even just to make the book, I have to have 2 packs of paper, like of the 10-sheet one. And that kind of sucks. So, I don't like to use 2 whole packs, but I can use the rest of the paper for the, like, little add-in inserts and all that stuff. Okay. So, you want to turn this into a mini journal, and we can put this inside there, and I can put little eyelet closures, you know, like the tie kind with the twine, and put it in the book. And that might actually look kind of cute. Because it is. It's like a little book. That's what it looks like. You said the brand was what I'm looking for. Like a bee spread? You're wanting to use this for like Bumblebee? Is that what you're talking about? Like Bumblebee? Bumblebee tuna. Sorry, I had a squirrel moment. Is that somebody coming in our room? Oh. It just sounded weird. Alrighty. Let's see. I'm going to say I'm going to probably just do 2 here and here. If you were on with me last Monday, no, these colors didn't have it on there. I'm working on a project and doing different binding things. I gotta find my little doodad. I've been working on multiple books to keep myself occupied from touching this book, because I will. Let's say probably here. There we go. I think that will work. Make a quick little book. Or a little insert. I think I will use, I'm just going to use plain computer paper, because that will fold really, really easy. And then put this little book, and then it can be like an insert in there. I'm going to grab some paper right behind me. I'm kind of trapped myself in here. Okay. Let's see what size this is. I'm going to make it, I'm going to do 3, I'm going to make them 3.5 inches by 5. 3.5 by 5. 3.5 by 5. Okay. I had no idea I was going to make a little book until I saw that. But that's okay. It's like a little book inside a little book. Okay, this is the easy part. It's just folding it in half. And this actually won't be too bad, because you can just use some quick thread. This is kind of my process whenever I'm working on a book. I bounce around a lot, because I'll get an idea for something and I'm afraid I'm going to lose it. So, if I'm bouncing around, sorry. And then I'll go back to the little... finish up the spine thing, I usually just I'll do like a beaded thing on there. And that, and then I just add a few more things to the spine. But I'm sure even when I'm done with the live, I'll end up probably adding more to the book. Because I'm like the type of person, I can't leave it alone. I have to add more and more. But I try, like I said, to do a very minimal to the book. Because I like people to make it their own. Okay, so for the eyelet closure, also, the book will go like this, just like that, and then trying to decide if I want to do the eyelet closure one on the back, one on the front, and that way you just, you know, tie it, or I could put them both up here, and then that way you could go around and I don't know. Let's see. Let's sew these bad boys in first. Okay, I'm going to do my little cheating way of making the holes in here by using the holes that are already there. That way they're all even. Instead of doing them individually, I don't do that. I gotta find what it did with, I put it back in there. There we go. Okay, I just use embroidery thread for that. Probably a brown. If I can open it. Isn't it? Yeah, that looks good. Let's give it a quick sew. Oh yeah, pizza. Actually, somebody gave me that, and I usually would use just like one of those self-healing cutting mats when I do it, and just did it that way. But it's okay. It's not like I wouldn't go out my way to buy it for myself, but that's just me. It doesn't make it any quicker as far as I can see. Okay. And if you guys know, sewing signatures, you just leave a little tail, one, and I'll probably just do two there. I probably won't do a double on this one because it's not like the book. It's just a little book that's not going to be majorly I just lost my needle. Oh, there it is. And then I will probably make it to where I'll use that paper clip and make it to where it can insert into the book on the page there. That way you can remove it. Do whatever you like. I may do it twice. I'm enough to do it. Sorry, my fingers don't work that well in the evening time. I think I'm getting arthritis. I was a musician for many years, and it's finally catching up with me. So my fingers have a hard time moving at night. I need to take some, what is that? It's the glucosamine joint stuff. Whatever it's called. Probably doesn't help either, but I always tie backwards. Ah, we got it. We good. Double knot it here. I'll just do it once. Hearing weird noises behind me. Okay, so little mini book. Alright, eyelet closures. Those are actually pretty fun to make. Let me find my little thing here. Let me empty it out. Okay, you have little circle punches, which I'm thinking that one is a little bit too big. Let me get the smaller one, since this is a tiny book. And that one's too small. There we go. That one would be better for this one. And then I'm going to use some brown paper because it will match. Okay, this is the fun part. I usually take 6 circles when I'm making one of these little eyelet closure thingies. My glue tip really needs to be. And I glue 3 together like that. This is what we'll use probably embroidery string. If I can find my twine. I found some twine, but I'll use the embroidery string. Not a big deal. It's just a little tiny book. And I try not to put glue in the middle. There you go. So take 3 circles here, 3 circles here. Now, I gotta figure out how I want to close this. Usually with these kind of things, it's usually like this, right here. and then you would go around the back, and then you would, so I think that's how I'm going to do it, like that. And that sounds good to everybody. It's either that or I put one here and I could put one on the back. But I think they're both being on the front would probably work better. Like that. That's what I think anyway. You can do it either or. So let me see. And that way we'll see how it's open like that. This will keep it nice and closed. I'm always losing these eyelets. Okay, you were up there. Now, what happened to you now? There they are. No, they're not. Oh, they're right here in front of my face. That's what happened. Lose stuff all the time. I don't have any 1/8 size eyelets, so I'm going to have to use these 3/6. Well, maybe I do. Hold on. Let's see. I got another. Oh, I think I do. Let me see. Alright, let's try these ones then. I do have some. The 8 sizes are just a tiny bit smaller. There we go. So, I don't think the washer is going to make too much of a difference because they're the same size. Okay. Alright, let's see how good my aim is, because I don't like having to measure stuff. Oh, that's not too bad. I have a feeling I might have to make the hole probably a little bit bigger. Yippers. Alright, so it's going to go in there like this, and that's not bad. Got paper stuck in there. Okay, let's get the book far away. Alright, this is where the tricky part comes in. I usually use the big crocodile for this, but I don't feel like dragging that monster out right now. Especially when it's working like the way it is. So we'll just stick with this one. We'll make it work. Or not. Yep, I knew that was going to happen. I knew as soon as I knocked it, it would do it. Alright. There we go. One down. And 2 down. Alright, so these are little eyelet closures, and you may have to take like a, let me find something more flat. I'll recommend a knife, but just take something flat and go around it, so that way you can get your thread, twine, whatever you're using around there. It's a lot easier and it less risk of ripping the eyelet out. Yeah, I've done that a lot, and it sucks. Because then it's not like a not fixable thing. You just have to redo it. And I don't like redoing stuff. Only if I have to. Yep, it's a bookbinding guide. I think that's what it's called. I had to look it up because I didn't even know what it was. Somebody randomly sent it to me, and I still to this day don't know who it was. And I'm like, what the heck is this? And I guess someone saw me making a book or something, and they still haven't told me who it was. I have no idea. But yeah, that's what it is. Bookbinding guide thing. I'm going to cut some extra here. Then I'm just going to tie it around this one so it doesn't come off the little loopy-loo thing. And then we're going to add a backing to it to put the paper clip on. And then we'll add a backing into the book wherever I decide to put it. This is why I was like, you got to make a little lip. Because it's kind of... I always double knot it too because I'm always scared they're going to come undone. Alright. We can go around like this and make a little lip there. Kind of keep it closed. Sorry, I don't know if I'm getting out of the camera or not. I'm going to just cut the excess off. You want to get really fancy with it, you can put like a little charm or something on there. So now that will keep that closed. So, we take our little paper clip. Remove all my mess. Okay, so what you can do with the little paper clip is you can either just put it on the back like this. And then you can just slide it in. What I will probably do is this, and I'll put something over it. I got all these little goodies right here, and scraps. There we go. Put this back here like this, and I'm going to put it over it so that way it will stay put, and then put it on. I think that will work. So I don't think the size really matters too much. I picked up the wrong glue again. The Crafter's Pick glue is what's in that other one, and that's the one that I use mostly for bookbinding stuff. Alright, I'm going to let that dry for just a second. And then we're going to put the little insert thing that this is going to hook onto in the book. Oh gosh, that would be a mess. Let me move these out of the way so I don't make a huge mess. I'll put that over to the side. Okay, let's see. You want to put it on maybe like in between, like in the back, or let's see, we got something there. And what's on this one? Oh, my tiny scissors. I think I got them off of Amazon, and they came in a 2-pack, but I ain't got a clue where the other ones are. The other ones aren't pretty like this. That's probably why I lost them. I'm thinking we do it. I don't want to put it in the back because I really like these pages the way they are, and I don't want to mess them up. But a lot of little doodad pages in between here. I'm thinking like, let's do, wait a minute, where'd that one go? Maybe in between pages. There we go. We'll do it there. So I'm going to put this to where it could slide on to like a little grabber. Make it kind of okay, let me let that dry. And then while that's drying, tie up the book again. Now let me do that. I don't mind doing eyelet closures, but sometimes, oh, they're so finicky. Okay. We have, make sure, might have to use a crafter's pick glue. Usually works a little bit better. Yeah, I'm gonna use this glue. This one dries really quick compared to the Beacon's, what's it called? 3-in-1 or whatever. And sometimes I use this one to kind of, for metal and stuff like that, if I don't have time to let it dry. Woo! Oh yeah, I can feel this side is already dry. But it works great on bookbinding stuff. When you're bookbinding, once you get that glue in there, it's kind of scary though, because whenever you're gluing, you better hope it's in the right spot within a couple minutes, because that's where it's going. So there we go. We'll put the, there it is. So now it has like a little mini book. Hopefully I won't yank it off. I'm going to let it dry though. But that way when you slide it on, it will, when you have it actually lined up, will slide on there and be in there. So it's like a little mini book in there. I'm going to put it to the side so I don't forget to put it in there. So it's looking good. These I'm probably just going to distress them, and then I'll put them in various places in the book. And I'm losing mask back here. It's decided to go under my cutting board. I'm going to put those to the side. Now, this, I want to hang the mask, probably the little star off of this, but I'm going to have to shorten it. So I'm going to take this off and I'm going to shorten it. So that way, this happens to me too all the time. They're happy accidents though. Here we go. Then I'm going to put a little loop on the end so I can put this star on there. Let me make sure I don't get it out of line sight. Oh yeah, that's a much better length. I was like, I've been thinking about the whole time. Like, I need to shorten that. I think it would be too long. Okay, and then I'm going to put a little hook on there. Some of these hooks, they look like little springs, like from where they did not get them in there right. This is always the fun part. Just trying to get these on here where they fit. Make sure. There we go. There they are. Trying to find these ones. There we go. And then there. And then we got that there. And let me find my good old beadie box. Do like a beaded one. Oh, Lord. I got let me look at my other box. Round box, round box. Round, there it is. Okay. Yes, I'm still on live. Thank you, child. Number 2. Okay, so color. Okay, I got some more of them.
Hey. Oh. Give me that Dr. Pepper out of the refrigerator downstairs.
There's one in there. Okay, so I have some pinks and I have some yellows and browns. I have some gold. Usually what I do is I try to just make like a little pattern.
The only thing I didn't take care of is the thing because I couldn't.
Hey. Shh.
Okay. I thought you were done with that.
No, I'm not done with that. Sorry, guys. I also have some gold. I think I should use. I like. Let me see. Whoa. I think this peachy color is the color that looks best, and then maybe a gold. I'm going to use two of those. I always try to make them even. And then let's see if I can find smaller. I need to look up here too and see what I got. I like it when I use silver stuff because I have a lot of that. This, maybe. Oh, I got another one of those. So, two. And I'm going to put one oddball-y one, I guess, in the middle. You guys are saying something. I just looked. I didn't see anything. No, definitely not yellow. Sure, ASMR for today. If you like ASMR stuff, I'll just run my fingers through all that. Oh, look, that one's... Oh, no, it came like that. Thought it was stuck together. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That would work. I think I got another one of those. I'll grab another one just in case. I also have, I forgot I have other beads too. Let me put these down right here so they don't go rolling away. Okay. Don't. Let me move this book for just a second. Okay, don't judge me too harshly on this because I have a kind of a bead and charm obsession. And I just remembered I had some in here that were sort of like the color that is on the front. All my charms and stuff for journal scoops. Let me get one of these out. Is that one? Yeah, I think that one. Yeah, that one's the same one. Okay. Oh, you guys, it's heavy. All right. Let's get some, let's use that thread. I'll put that one up there too. Okay, so this is what the front, the book has a little bit of pinks and stuff in it. That's the only reason I got these. Let me open these and see what they look like. They may go, they may not, I don't know. We'll just wait and see. We'll just have a little look-see. Oh gosh, my hands are not big enough to hold all these. What in the... Look at that. That's interesting. That's all I have to say. Oh, that's kind of neat looking. That may make a really good... Oh, it kind of goes with that too. And then that looks like marble. These are a little bit too pink. It's more like this color kind of goes a little bit with it. So, let me... Alright, I'm going to use one of my little containers here. This is why stuff is all over the place in my room. Find something to stick it in for the meantime. Alright. And this will also match that little, I don't know if y'all can see that, little resin charm there. And I usually use embroidery thread, but I wanted to get something a little bit thicker. And then I'm going to put this one at the end. And I'll probably put this one on a charm or a ball pen, something up at the top. I don't know if that will actually, yeah, we'll go through that. So this is, since this is the Imagine Stamperia paper, we're going to put this Imagine little tag on there. And then I will loop it through that and then just make like a little pattern thing. Might not even need the needle. This stuff is actually a lot thicker than what I usually use. Make it probably right about there. Just gonna tie it around this bottom one. Take this off. Keep that in its place. I'm definitely not a beater person. I just sit there and loop it on there the best I can. This is one actually I have not used yet either. It's kind of twiny stuff. But when I was using the embroidery thread, I noticed that it was kind of coming undone and stuff, even when I followed a different beading technique, because the thread wasn't very good. So I'd rather use something a little bit thicker, and that way I know it will actually stay. That makes it, and this is thick, so it's good. You don't have to use a needle. Let's see how I want to do this. Whatever I do to the bottom, I usually just do a pattern like this at the top. If you guys are asking me questions, I have no idea. When my phone sets up on this holder, I can only see the first question on there. Okay, and I'm going to finish up this dangle on this spine. And then I think we'll pretty much be all done. I'm sure I'll probably think of something else to make on here, but if I do, I'll make a video and probably post it. It'll be easier, because sometimes I can't think of it right away. So I have to go back and do it. And, but I hope that gave you guys like some good ideas to do for journal insert in your book. I'm going to do this way. I always have to fiddle with these things to decide how I want to do them. Do it like this. And sometimes I'll stick a dab of glue, like right here, just to make sure it doesn't come unraveled, because that stinks when it does. And like I said before, I will, whenever this video is done processing, it usually takes like 5 hours, I think, to do that. And when it's done, which will be tomorrow, I will post it to my YouTube page, so you can go back and watch it if you missed any of it, or if you want to hold on to it to have some ideas for your journals, for inserts, or anything like that. So that's how we're going so far. Let me use another, I like these gold pieces. Oh, that one doesn't have a hole all the way through it. That explains why. Okay. We're getting there. We're on the home stretch. I think that one matches a little bit. I'm like bad. Find another one of these. I want to make sure I don't make it too long. Alright. That's much as I'm going to do it right there. I think I'm going to put a little, I don't know if those clips work on there. I like to put these little clasps, well, you can see it on there, but I think they have trouble going on these. Let me test it before I even think about tying it. Ah. Yeah, these ones are the ones that have those. They won't go on there. Might be able to use, have other little hook clasps. Make sure it's not too long. Nope. Okay. Ah! No! This always happens. Always. Let me get another one. can't ever keep a hold of these things. I don't know how anybody does this jewelry bead-in stuff. I only do it on the spine of the journals, and that's enough for me. What will thread it? I can't read what you wrote on there. What will thread it easier? I know it's a pain in the butt, and I've never used this. I usually use like embroidery thread. I have glue on my hand. And embroidery thread is really easy. I just don't like it because it's not really tough. You know, and it being on the spine of the book, I want it to not like break and stuff. Oh, glue on the end of the thread. Yeah, I usually do that with the embroidery stuff, so I wasn't sure how this one would do it. But I usually put a dab of glue right here before I'm done, because this stuff dries really quick and then it won't move. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna oh, that's much better. I like these bigger hooks. And then it can be removed, which is another thing that I like. So if you're working, something like that, you can get it off of there and get it out of your way. Only thing you can't remove, of course, is this and the thing. But that way you don't have a bunch of hanging stuff there. Let me grab one more ball pen for that doodad. Now the mask, what I may do is, I just thought about it, I may put it in here on this one too, but it's gotta still be on a ball pen. So all of these can be removed if somebody doesn't like them, or if they're working in it. There we go. And like I said, I'll probably put more pockets and stuff like that in there. But if I do, I'll make a video of it. I may also put a couple of pop-ups, because you guys know how much I love pop-ups. So there is the spine thing. This is one of the resin charms that I made. And then there's that. It says Imagine on it. And so I don't think we did anything back there. And then this is not one I made, because I'm not that good at making resin charms yet. So this, and like I said, each of these can be removed. So like if somebody buys this and they decide, I want to stick ribbons in here, or I want tassels or whatever, you can remove them. That's why I like using these better than like the jewelry chains, because the jewelry chains, you have to cut them to get them out. And like I said, more inserts. Here, let me hold that. So here, this one is all dry. right on it. Make it all fancy. And then these are all dried now. And then what I'll do is I'll probably just do the rest of them. I just wanted to do one tag so you guys could, you know, see them. I may also distress them because it kind of looks good. Don't let me forget the book because I will. And then we got all these writing pages. And then we have this, and I will take the extra paper and I'll probably put it on here like this, and I may decorate it with one of these things or something like that, and put that on there, or like this. And I think I have another sheet of this, so that way I could put it throughout the book. So that can go there. And I may make another envelope to put on the front of this one, since the other two are on the back. The paper is called Imagine. I put that on the keychain thing in the front. I will have some, hopefully, the end of this week in my Etsy shop. It's a mega pad. It's actually called a mega maxi pad, but I can't say that having a straight face, so I say mega pad. It's got 22 sheets in it, front and back, which is nice because in order to make this particular book, I had to use 2 packs of Stamperia paper, the 2 10-packs, because of how many sheets just here in the book by itself. And then if I want extra to make cards or envelopes or anything like that, I have to open up another pack for sure, but you still have to have 2 packs just to make the book, because unless you make more brown pages than that. And then here is the bookmarker, and it has a little window in it, and you can write on the back, and I distressed this one. So I love making bookmarkers. My daughter keeps telling me, you need to make a whole bunch of them and just put them in your Etsy store. And I was like, yeah. I mean, they don't take me that long to make. I just like them because they go with the theme of this. And then here is the envelope insert. And then there's a bunch of these cards right here. And I like the fold out stuff. Kind of makes it, like, I love hidden pockets. When they put pockets in dresses, that was the most amazing thing ever. And then here's where this one goes. And it's all dry, so it's on there real good. So there's that, like a little mini book in there. I can come out. And see, I like this pretty paper. I don't know if y'all, can I get it in there all the way? There you go. And like I said, I only just put the eyelet down here, but I don't put anything down here because if you're setting it up or it's on a bookshelf, it's just going to rub on the floor. So here's this sheet with this piece on there. And then a little bird cage. And then this is the peekaboo or the window envelope with one of the cards in there. See, that's what it looks like without it. Those are like my favorite things to make. And the pocket doesn't get obscured with the envelope. You could still put stuff in there. It's 4 Girls Stole My Heart is the name of my Etsy shop. If you go to my bio, there's a link tree link, and that's the link to everything. My Etsy shop, all the journal supplies I like to use. I have them formed in a nice little list. And my YouTube channel's on there. I usually repost the live from TikTok on there so people can go back and watch it. if you go on there, the live from last Monday when we made this whole book, before any of the little extras is on there from scratch. So you can see. And there's a list of everything I used in the description, from tools, paper, everything like that. So, but I like it, and I think it's came out really, really well. I really like this paper pad, though. I want to make another book out of this. And the corners here, you know, they just help. And it's nice and flat. Like I said last week, when you use the glue runners, these, on this part of the cover and not liquid glue, you have no bumps. It's perfectly smooth. It looks like it, you know, came that way. You know what I mean? So, but I like it. What do you guys think? Think it came out good? I'm really considering making a book like this. I haven't done a giveaway in a while, and I thought about doing a giveaway for one of my books like this. Maybe this one. I don't know. I have separation anxiety when it comes to my books and stuff. That's why some of them I keep. And I can't part with them. But see, I found the Imagine thing, and I had to put that on there because that's what the paper is called. So I think it came out really well. And like I said, I will post this whole video on my YouTube channel, and how to make the book is on there. And I'm pretty sure I either said in the video how many sheets of what there is. You know, like when you do the 3 signatures, how many sheets are on what. But it takes a little time. I usually can make these pretty quick if I'm not on a live. Probably about an hour to make the book, and then maybe like another hour embellishing it because I have to think about what I want to do. But in time, it comes really easy. So, what's inside? Oh, it's like a junk journal, but actually this is more of a writing journal because I'll do another flip through. I don't care. I like to look at it. So, but this paper is called Imagine by Stamperia. I'm not really sure on what theme they're doing. I think it's like hobbies. Because there's music, there's like, it talks about art, and it talks about imagination. So, and then there's some kind of sewing stuff in it. So like here, there's like sewing dresses, but then there's music and art and painting. And so I think it's just using your imagination is the theme. So, and that's what, and then of course, these are some of the things we embellish with. Now, I kind of have a tendency to go a little crazy with that stuff. But all of the brown pages are all writing. They all have lines on them. Writing pages. And then there are 3 pockets in the whole book. Hidden pocket pages. One is, it's in the middle of each signature. There's 3 signatures. And then have card inserts and little embellishments on here. Let's see. I have to think about what else we did, because that was, what, 3 hours ago? Oh, and then a bookmarker. I always put a bookmarker in the page. I'm trying not to get the glare. And it has a little window thing. And then you can write on the back. And then, let's see. Get back in there. Can't really see what I'm doing. I'm trying not to get my big head in the way. And then this is an envelope. You can put a card in there. There's 1 card in there. And it flips out. And let's see. And then this is the last signature. See, it's got all, like, it's about using your imagination and the art, create, I mean, all that good stuff. And then this is a little mini book that is attached in there, and made that. It's got little pages in it, and then the eyelet closure. This is actually, this little sheet right here was one I just cut out of the paper pack. So I didn't like make it that way. It's just, it was in there. And let me, and then here's the last pocket page. And this one does have a sheet on it to write on. And it has an envelope with the window on the back. I don't know where you joined at, so, or joined the live at. And then cards. And the envelopes were made with the scoring board that I have. And then that's the back page. It's very pretty paper. And like I said, I will, when I get off of here, it takes like 5 hours to process the videos here on TikTok. And so it will be tomorrow. And then it takes me like another hour to, it takes an hour to upload it to YouTube. But it will be on my YouTube channel. I'll probably put it under the books and book tutorials and how-tos and tricks and stuff like that. And the brown paper is actually this paper right here that I used to poke the holes out of. It's just brown craft paper, and I went on the computer and printed the lines on them. That's all I did. You can do it in any kind of program like Microsoft Excel or LibreOffice or anything. You just, I think you make like a table, and the way I did it, let me see if I got a spare sheet. I know I got a spare sheet around here because I always have that paper, but you basically make like 2 tables of lines, and you keep like the center empty because that's where you're going to fold your paper. And then when you put it in there, see, it's kind of like, it looks like that when you're printing it. And then I do double-sided printing, so that way the lines are even on the back also. So when it prints one side, it sucks it back in there and prints the other side. And then all the papers are lined up that way. Oh yeah, I've been doing this since like high school, because I had to print out my own music staff paper, so I would just like draw the lines on there. So I've been printing my own paper with lines on it for a long time. It's not hard to do. It's very easy. And everything. And these are the resin, if you follow me, these resin charms are the ones from the video that I made for the very first time. So I made resin stuff, but I have not made like these, and I've been wanting to for a while. Like I have to find what I did with them. But I have, yeah, see, I've made like wax stamp handles. It has like little flowers in it and stuff like that. But they're wax stamp handles that I've made before. That's like the only thing I made. I have another one that's supposed to be a mushroom, but it looks really inappropriate because it doesn't look like mushroom and it's pink. So I don't know where that one is right now. We'll just say that. Yeah, making line paper is really easy. You just got to play with whatever writing program or typing, you know, like if you have LibreOffice or Microsoft Excel or anything like that. You just play around with it. And it's really not hard. To me, the hardest part is trying to get it even on the other side. And that I made my husband do because I couldn't, it was making me mad and I could only get it on one side. So he fixed it and got him on there. All right, thanks guys for joining. Like I said, the video will be on YouTube tomorrow. My YouTube link is up in my bio and you can go back and watch it and make some journal inserts for your own journals. And if you want to make the journal book, the book tutorial is already on there from live last week. And then on Monday, coming up, we're going to make a new book, an odd-shaped book. So that will be fun. So come ready. All right, guys. Bye. And thanks for joining me. Thanks for the likes, the gifts, and all that good stuff.